You know, sometimes when I start a review, it's not like I'm ready. Something makes me ready. And OH7's Megalobox Soundtrack Drive BTR5 Balanced. Yeah, it's time to start this review. Welcome. Wait. Okay. I can't let you listen to this, but trust me on that. I needed to start this review. So ikko, this company, the one who brings you the OH10s. I rather like the OH10s. In fact, I think everybody rather likes the OH10s. So when they're like, or a distributor is like, hey, we're gonna send you the OH7s. I'm like, wait, is that a more affordable version? Because it was OH1. Do the math with me on this. OH1, 120. OH10, 180. OH7, $950. What? How do you math? That's not how you math. That's like the BMW 3 Series, then there's the BMW 7 Series, and the BMW 5 Series is the supercar. Like, what the fuck? That's not how that works. But alas, we're here to talk about Xerxes IEMs. If you're not familiar with the movie 300, which came out in like 2008, 2002, I don't know. If you're not familiar with that movie, please pause this video, go back, watch all of that movie, and then come back here. Because as far as Persian jewelry goes, ikko apparently was just, they know. We're gonna get so into these IMs, you can't even imagine. Oh, fuck you. Okay. But fucking fuck. So OH10s are kind of known for being the fun low-end headphone. Low-end, not low-end like cheap, but like low-end, like big gobs of bass, because they're a solid copper monster. Here, let's take them out of my box. Got my box. Where are you? Here are the Shure tapes. There you are. These, like the heaviest IMs, like I weighed them. These things are amazing. Wipe it off my shoulder. Amazing. And I absolutely love them, and we'll link them below. And for under $200, you have like a handful of choices. Shure tapes, these, the new Legacy 3s, the fucking Starfields. Like there's IMs. So if you're gonna come to me, ikko, and tell me that I have to spend $950 to get the lower number but higher, like apparently like upper, what are you giving me? Let's start with the box, because the box, I did an unboxing with this box, and that is real wood, by the way. That is really laser engraved wood. So at least we're starting off on the right foot. And you look at this and you're like, well, and that's where the IMs were. And only there, that's it. That's the only thing that was in here was IMs. And I'm confused, but then of course, the bottom has a secret compartment with a drawer, which is where this case was, which is, I kind of get it, but, one second. I just want to get another, like, yeah, okay. These are tiny as fuck. So you're giving me the case that I could put, like I could put my Bluetooth receiver in it for these IMs. And these are the smallest IMs. These are the smallest flagship IMs that I think I've ever dealt with. And these are their flagships. And if you can see, which is going to be hard to see, excuse me, lady, cat lady, where are you? There. They have, and they brag about this, cavity with jewelry carving technique shell. So they look like Persian jewelry, and they're a single dynamic. So the absurdity of this IM knows no bounds. You're selling me a nearly $1,000 single dynamic driver that looks like it's from a Persian jewelry shop on a street corner somewhere in Morocco. And I'm supposed to tell you it's amazing and wonderful and fan-fucking-tastic. That's just crazy enough it'll work. So I love this, by the way. I love that there's like a fully perfectly working hidden drawer. You get 2 wires. We're going to go over the wires and why I love them. You get this giant case. You get a bag because you better, for $1,000 you better give me bag. You get the ikko pin, which has a little fox on it. Is it a fox? I hope it's a fox. You wear on your lapel because of course you do. You get some replacement. These are not filters for like changing the sound, but just in case you get covered in goop, you can replace. You got 4 of those. Then this lifted up, and then there was the IM cables, which I have unpacked. Then you've got the tips, which we have to look at because they're fucking weird. Then you have the in-ear monitor manual, which is mostly not in English, but then that's it. Basically, I don't know how, like what book do I need? It's not that complicated. Let's look at the tips for a second. What the fuck is that? First of all, none of these are just flat. They all look like little war helmets, like World War I helmets. They all taper to one side. And if you look, the hole is not round. The holes on these are oval because the holes on the actual IM are oval. Now, I, of course, am not going to fight what's perfect. So I put my Dakoni tips on it, but if you pull these off, and they do stick, you just see how absurd, like, do I even have an IM small enough to compare this to? Kanira Non-Nons, which it's like, okay, they're about the same price. Like, this is just so tiny. It's so tiny, and this is a complicated with electrostatics and everything else. This is a fucking $1,000 reason for that, or $900, and this is a single dynamic in a relatively lightweight shell. I mean, it's metal, but like you could see the seam around it, and like the back is sharp. Like that's, I mean, they literally carved it probably with a CNC machine or hand carved it. I don't know what labor rates are in other parts of the world, but it has a beauty to it that is of its own. Let's put it that way. And then they go with everything else gold. It's gold and brown, and I'm just like, let's put this away. Let's put this away. I don't need any of this. You can go. But you here. They kind of give you a pic. They had to put this around it so they could show you like, oh, is that what I'm getting? Interesting. So yeah, okay. Where's my tip? My tip back on it. Just the tip, baby. Just the tip. So the wallpaper, by the way, is to celebrate just having 2 amazing dynamic drivers. That they are described as, and I will read this directly, the newly developed 90 ohm, which is relatively high for an IM, deposited carbon dynamic driver, which has a wide sound field and rich details. It feels as if it is in the center, that's so many short words, in the center of the stage. The warm and condensed sound makes you feel the singer's feelings. The sound field is wide and rich in details. Hand sculptors. It was carved by hand sculptors as delicate as jewelry. Okay, I'll bite. Oval nozzle is more aligned with the shape of the ear canal. It comes with wires, and it's $950 prime shipped. Prime shipped. These are going to sell out as soon as people start hearing them. Because here's the thing. I started burning in a bunch of my IMs. I have this 8-channel Tascam MH8. I'll link to that if I can. I got that on Amazon years ago. And I had a pair of IMs I didn't like. I took them out of the box, and I'm like, I don't really like these. I better try to burn them in. Just give them a chance. Give them 20 hours or something. And I'm not going to just burn in one, so I decided to take out an entire box worth of like expensive IMs from AudioFly, and that's the critical ones, and just like this is like fucking insanely expensive. And I just started burning in things. And the first 2 that I burned in and took off were the FIO FA9 and these. And you couldn't have taken 2 more different IMs out to compare. I had them on my desk, and I would just swap between them. Just swap between them every few hours. Try to, live with them. And when you go from the FIO to this sounds far away and distant. And it sounds dull and lifeless. And then all of a sudden, your brain readjusts, because that FIO is just detail boring detail, and this, holy, is not just boring detail. If you were going to upgrade from the FIO OH10s to something, it is a very, very big price jump, because these do low end in a hilariously amusing way. And it's not just like sub bass. Sub bass they got. OH10's got sub bass. OH10's got bass. These take mid bass, bass, sub bass, sub bass, and then maybe a little bit of the mid range. And they just do shit to it that is like, oh, these are $1,000 IM. These are $1,000 fun IM. That wallpaper is not chosen because these are very, very... I just did them back to back. I just did the fucking FIO and it was like very plain. And that's not plain. This is absolutely hysterical. That's all I'm gonna say. Just the we looked at the carvings and the gold. The cables themselves are like this is like headphone cable thickness, but it's like a brown clear with the copper and silver spun, and then you have. I'll unplug it from this. It comes with an adapter because you have the number 0775 4-pole, and then you can plug it into this adapter, which is also gold, to the other piece of that wire, which is to the ikko branded. And it's just, I love this wire. I really do. Like, it's not easy to make a very, very heavy gauge IM cable that I enjoy. But this one just feels like I'm powering a fuck truck. That's the thing, look it up. The fuck truck's beeping outside. And it comes with pulse sets. It comes with this, a 3.5 millimeter, and the balanced, and like the thing that slide adjusts here is brass, or painted metal. I don't know what it is, but it just slides in and just slides up and down these giant fucking cables with these giant fucking hooks that are like put in there, and then they go to these little MMCX, which is different than the OH10s, and I approve because it allows them to pivot, and it's so much nicer. So you get this like massive cable, and then you get these little dainty IMs, and they're so small that my tip, if I can line up the camera right, the tip itself is bigger than the IM. So they're one of the most comfortable IMs because they don't exist. So going from OH10s, which are like solid copper fuckers that sit in your ears, to you don't even feel these, and then the cable comes down, hooks over here, and it's a nice thing. And they're 90 ohms. I got them on low gain on the BTR5 because we're using balanced. And all I could say is, if you enjoy singing along to music with IEMs in, these are your go-to now. I was giggling like a little schoolgirl when shit, like I just switched through tracks, so whatever the next track is. A lot of Run the Jewels on my phone, but which is perfect. Fucking perfect. These are about as laid back as you can get while also making your nipples rock hard. I didn't think, like, that's what the OH10s are. The OH10s are my go-to set for, I want a quality IM, but I like fun, Zeos. Because the Starfields are, they're good detail, and same with the Shure tapes. They're good, clean detail. They'll get you by. But then the FIO FH5s were a thing, and those were like V-shaped, and the FA7s were like crazy V-shaped. And then the OH10s came along, and they fulfilled the need of, like, this is a good IM that is fun to listen to. Well, let's quintuple the price of that, change the architecture entirely, make it more comfortable, go exorbitantly Persian on the fucking Xerxes statistical thing here with gold and brass and brown. And then, by the way, they're going to sound fucking amazing. Like, I'm probably going to put them back in my ear for a second, because, I mean, I'm not running out of steam talking about them, but I want to hear them again. It made, if you watch the FIO review before this, which I should have released a FIO review before this, you can kind of tell in the FIO review that I'm a bit let down by them. And the reason I'm let down by them as much as I was is because I was listening to these at the same exact time. And if you're a person like me who enjoys fun, on top of it being like an amazing, like, you could tell that whatever the fuck's in this single dynamic isn't cheap. Whoa. Like the bass, someone will listen to these and say there's too much bass. I know they will. I know someone will say that. And I will look right in their eye and say, then you don't enjoy bass. The vocals are dead center of my eyeballs. Just all those assholes who modify their cars with the fucking subwoofers and all you hear is a Honda trunks rattling, they dream a wet dream every night of it sounding like these IEMs do. Fucking, this is a bass head's wet dream. And I'm not really that much of a bass head. I like fun in my IEMs. The Kinnear Nanas are about bass heavy, like not that bass heavy. But if for some reason, and Ikko must have gotten an email or a memo, someone said, hey, could you make around $1,000 IEM that is just for bass heads to jerk off to? Here you go. Fucking done. One and done. This is absurd. It's a hard sell because most people who have $1,000 to spend in an IM do not have the presence of mind to think that, like, well, I definitely, you know, what's the most important thing? It'll not be on a survey, monster bass, huge anime titty bass. It just isn't a thing. That's a form of bass, by the way. Look it up. But these deliver that. Like, you're not. It's like when people say I have this budget and I'm a bass head for speakers. Speakers that cost like $1,000, $2,000. Those are all designed by people who are trying to get the most finite audiophile details out so that the audiophiles who are going to buy them, that can afford them, can buy them. You want the bass head stuff, you got to start piecing together some sort of weird DIY towers with 15s on the side. But Ikko, out of fucking nowhere, decided that, no, we love the bass. And I don't want to keep harking on the low end, because when you get to a song that's not, this is that one that's like really sharp from Monogatari. This is as good a highs as I've heard in like 4BA stuff. Hi, bloopers. You good? I'm listening to things. I'm talking about things. Yeah, I love you too. All right. Yeah, no, the treble is not reduced, veiled, inaccurate. Like this is that song that's really fucking sharp. And it gets right to the line of like being too annoying on most IMs. Like I would not want to listen to this on those new Fios. But they're fine on this. It's like the whole IM is adjusted to be perfectly suited for me. Here, no bass in this song. Indoor voices, Made in Abyss. The imaging, how the... And then he starts hitting on a goddamn drum, and it's like, wow, that's real. That's really a drum in my brain. I'm an alligator. I'm singing again. This is David Bowie's Moon Age Daydream. And the kick drums are just so there. And the vocals are right there. Everything is right there. And when you go to songs with no low end, it's still right. It's like a supercharged, real good IM. Just happens to have the ability to throw all the low end if you need it. Yeah, they're so clear. I don't know if this is going to beat the Kinnear Nanans in my favorite IM of all time, but my God, the respect I have for Ikko for just making it happen. It's like the Ford Raptor. You realize no one asked for that, right? It's the story of the Raptor. That's that 100-mile-an-hour truck that can go in anything. No one asked them to make that. Nobody. Everyone was like, oh, Ford, and then some people were souping up their Fords, but no one said, hey, Ford, why don't you sell a supercharged off-road truck that can do everything, and it's like $80,000. Fuck, where's the market for that? Well, no one asked Ikko to make a $950 fun IM that exaggerates the low end to the point of orgasm, yet still keeps everything together. And by the way, make it out of a single dynamic driver. No one asked for this. I didn't ask for this. She didn't ask for this. But it exists. And it's fucking comfortable. And it's fucking ugly. I'm not gonna lie. I did not expect to like the way these looked, but I don't care. At this point, I don't care. I'm gonna put them in my ears, and someone's gonna see them on a bench one day if I leave them there on a bench, and they're gonna go, oh, someone left some shitty fucking Persian jewelry IMs somewhere. I love these things. I legit. I'm so glad that the review is over, because now I could take the Ikko neckband thing, the Arc, and I could, because they don't take that much to drive, and I'm just gonna plug them into the Ikko Arc, and these will be my go outside and just do things IMs. Because fuck it, they're super comfortable, and I will feel superior when the low end kicks in everything. I just am. Thank you, Ikko. Thank you, I think Ikko might have sent this. I don't know if Ikko sent this or it was a distributor, because these things always come to me. This is one of those IMs that, yeah, the company sent it to me, and I could absolutely sell it in a yard sale and make some money. Or put it in my box of IMs, because fuck you, it's too good to sell. Ever. I might take something out. Like, this might make me sell the FA7s, which are like currently the like V-shaped murder base IM, because these are just better in every fucking way possible. Better possible. Yeah, no, thank you. Thank you for making them, and thank you for sending them, and thank you for watching this video. And as much as it is like a weird thing to ask for money now that I'm saying I'm keeping these free $1,000 IMs, Patreon and Subscribestar also keep this channel running. And Chewbacca, when she yells at me, wants that expensive ass food. Where is she? Bitch left me. So if you'd like to feed my cat, Patreon and Subscribestar, $5 a month lets you see these videos early. Which this is not obviously public yet. There's no reviews. No one has these yet. See these reviews early. Ask me any questions you want on platform. Participate in the yard sales, which are from the 1st to the 10th of every month. Other items that I've gotten from companies or donated or I've purchased myself with the Patreon money go into the yard sale just to get them the fuck out of my house. 1st to the 10th, I ship free continental United States, half shipping international. And if you want your questions answered even faster and your elite hacker status, feel free to join the $10 Telegram chat, which is available for both patrons and Subscribestar subscribers. Basically, you get to know everything. I'm going to go in there. I've already told them I love these, but now I'm going to go in there and tell them I really love them. And then the Fios are like, meh. So there's that. If you want to support the channel that way and meet new people, there's actually been groups formed from like everyone from the UK is like, hey, where are you? And we're getting in the UK is like that big compared to like the rest of the world. So everyone's next to each other in the UK. But yeah, the little groups have formed. They're doing meets, or at least they were before the Rona hit. And there's going to be higher tiers for hardware swap in the future. But that's about it. Don't forget to check out Hi-Fi Guides and the Hi-Fi Guide forums. There should be a post in the IM section about these weird brown cabled, thick AF connector. Just like they went for a theme and they went for a sound, and they've, I guess, nailed it. I guess they nailed it. So thank you, Ikko, for existing. You do not disappoint. And I'll be back tomorrow with another review. Oh, by the way, that wallpaper you could also download in the description. Just saying. I know maybe it was distracting you throughout the video, but you crop it out. If you want to find the original artist, Sauce Now and IQDB. Although I would be cautious, because I'm sure the original artist has got some other interesting pieces out on the internet. So yeah, all right, good. We're good. Maybe I'll put these back in and keep going.